Over the past couple months, we have seen the absolute worst of the worst when it comes to cryptocurrency lenders in the US. We've seen Celsius lose billions of dollars of customer funds. We've seen FTX be accused of running an outright scam and again, losing billions and billions of dollars of customer funds. So with all this chaos and shady crypto characters, you would think that if there was a company that had a good track record of protecting their customers, operated generally above the board, and had been making a good faith effort to work with regulators, well, you would think that those regulators would welcome said company with open arms, working together to form a partnership between regulators and corporations that could show the world the power of cryptocurrency when it was appropriately regulated. But unfortunately, we see that that is not the case, with cryptocurrency lender Nexo leaving the US market. Not because they've done anything wrong or lost customer funds, but simply because they can't get a straight answer from US crypto regulators about how to actually comply with the law. We're talking all about it in today's video. Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is the Part-Time Economist, and in today's video, we are talking all about crypto lender Nexo leaving the US market. But before we do that, I want to be very clear. This is not a video saying Nexo is good, Nexo is bad, that you should invest with them, that you shouldn't invest with them. Not at all financial advice. I'm simply using current news to illustrate a point about how the uncertainty of crypto regulation in the US is really hurting customers, businesses, and possibly even the government itself. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Nexo is a cryptocurrency lending platform, centralized finance where you can deposit your crypto, they lend it out, they help you earn a little bit of an interest rate. Now, what you can see here is that it says, today we are announcing the regrettable but necessary decision that Nexo will be phasing out its products and services in the United States due to a lack of regulatory clarity. And they go through saying how they're trying to be sustainable, how they work with regulators. Apparently they've been working for 18 months with regulators, just trying to get answers with how to comply. As you go through here, you see some of these steps that they have been taking. So they kind of said, hey, we'll not offer the product to people in certain states. We'll do this, we'll do that. And at the end of the day, it's simply too much. So you get down to the end of the thread and they say, as we effectuate our orderly exit from the US, Nexo's payment specialists have been informed and will continue processing withdrawals in real time so that customers, as always, have uninterrupted access to their assets. And they talk about how they're essentially leaving the US market. And I want to be very clear what the impact of this is, because we have seen outright scams and frauds in cryptocurrency. So to have a company that has been essentially fulfilling its obligations leave the US market is a major blow to many customers. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. Again, not telling you what to do. A couple years ago when I was getting into crypto lending, I looked at Nexo, I looked at Celsius, and they both looked pretty good, pretty similar. Thankfully, I was looking at Celsius and I said, their marketing, it just seems a little bit gimmicky, right? Just something about it. So I went with Nexo. And again, that turned out to be a great kind of chance decision because Nexo, for me personally, has worked amazing. I've always got my interest. They've processed my withdrawals. They've been, for me, a very good company to work with. Again, not recommending them, just my personal experience. So to have a company that I trusted, that I worked with, to leave the US market, not because they did anything wrong, but simply because they can't figure out how to comply with the regulation, that is a massive blow to me as a cryptocurrency investor. Not just that, but if we look, we see that there's actually a lot of stuff that US residents don't have access to. I can't use Binance.com. I have to use the watered down Binance.us version. If we look through Coinbase, again, we see the same thing. The regulators kind of coming after their earning interest program. And the thing that's very interesting to me is they don't know why, right? Well, why are you classifying us as a security? Well, because you are, right? And I think this is the thing that companies need clarity. Companies need certainty. And what you're seeing with Coinbase, what you're seeing with Nexo, they're saying, hey, we have been trying to work with regulators. We want these rules, right? Yes, there might be some rules that we like, some rules that we don't, but simply having that stable, steady framework and being able to offer our products and services, that's what we need. And if you look at Nexo, that's kind of what they're doing. They're saying, hey, we spent a year and a half. We had these lawyers, we had these accountants, we had all these policies and procedures trying to keep up with the US regulation. And it would be one thing if US regulators said, hey, you can do this or you can't do that. But both with Nexo and here with Coinbase, we see that it's not even that there's a clear expectation of what they can or can't do. It's kind of at the point where they're just kind of, well, we'll see, we'll figure it out. It depends on the circumstances, right? And again, I understand that cryptocurrency is new, but it's not that new. I mean, Bitcoin, right? Kind of being launched 2008, 2009. I mean, it's been around a while. So this uncertain regulatory framework, who does that hurt? It hurts the companies that are trying to comply the most, right? The companies that are just doing whatever they want and whatever they feel like, they're going to do whatever they want and whatever they feel like. It's these companies that have a big stake, reputation, lots of funds that are on the line, that are trying to protect themselves as well as their customers by complying with these regulations. They're the ones that this uncertainty hurts. And again, I'm not saying that regulation should be one way or it should be another way, but I think if we want the cryptocurrency industry in the US to flourish, if we want stable, rational players with a track record to come into the game, if we don't want just scams and frauds, we need to have that clear regulation of what companies can do, what they can't do. What is a security? Are we going with the Howey test or are we adapting that and updating it for cryptocurrency? So I know this video was kind of two videos almost put together. The first thing, obviously, I wanted to say, for those of you who do not know, Nexo is kind of phasing out of the US market. Now, what you choose to do with that information, if you want to withdraw your funds, leave them there, whatever you want to do, totally your call, totally up to you. But at least you know they are going to be phasing out their US operations. So that was the main point of the video for those of you who may have funds on Nexo. But the second point of the video was to show that, in my opinion, again, based on personal experience, this was a company that I trusted. So having them leave the US market, that severely limits my options as far as what I can do, who I can work with. Is there another crypto lender that I can trust, or can I just not lend my crypto at all? And I know the US has a weird relationship with crypto. We can get into kind of like the dollar hegemony and all the benefits that the US has from having the dollar as their reserve currency. And I want to be clear that I think the US has a legitimate interest in regulating crypto, right? I'm not just saying it should be whatever and however they want it to be. There are legitimate reasons that they want to regulate crypto, protect customers, but I think that needs to be done in a transparent, open way that respects the rule of law, right? So we need to have those clear expectations so the companies that want to comply, that they have a path of doing so, right? Because if we don't have that clarity, well, companies either are just going to sit out, right? Risk-averse companies are just going to sit out on the sidelines, and those risk-averse companies are the very ones that we want in the market protecting our funds. But who is going to come into the market? It's the companies that don't care. It's the companies just trying to make a quick buck. So hopefully moving forward, we get a little bit more clarity around crypto regulation in the US. But at least for now, we're seeing the consequences of not having those clear standards and laws that companies can really abide by. So hopefully we get some more clarity soon, but at least for now, just a heads up, Nexo will be leaving the US market. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you next time.